Hi, this is Mr. Shumway. This video clip explains how to solve systems of equations by combination and also by using a graphing calculator. So I could look for a way so that I could add those two equations and one of the variables would go away. So if I had here I've got a negative 2x. If I could get that to a 2x, I could subtract those two equations and the x term would be 0, and then I could solve for y. Well, the way I could do that is I could multiply this whole equation by 2. So that gives me 2x plus 6y equals 28. So now if I take that equation and add it to this other equation, negative 2x plus 2x is 0x plus 10y equals 30 if I add those two equations. Well, if 10y equals 30, then we can say, well, yeah, y equals 3. And if y equals 3, then I can plug that in over here to the original equation. We'll say x plus 3 threes equals 14. So x plus 9 equals 14. Subtract the 9, and you get x equals 5. So you come up with multiples. In this case, I multiplied by 2. Multiples of one of the equations, so that I can either add or subtract them, and in this case I added them, to get rid of one of the variables. With a calculator, this one might work well with a calculator. So grabbing a new tab in an internet browser, type sageportal.org, and you get to the Sage portal, students and families, training tests, and training tests again. And we're going to sign in as a guest. We're going to select our grade. We're going to say yes. I think the grade is important because then you get the high school math. That's the one we want to do. And we're going to select those settings. I don't think we need to change any of those. We're going to continue, and we're going to begin the test now. The only reason we're coming here is so that we can use the calculator. This is a graphing calculator, and I can just put in the expression. So back to this one. Let's go ahead and solve those two for y, and then we can graph them real easy. So if I add 2x to this one, then I have y equals 1 plus 2x. And if I add 3x to that one, then I have y equals negative 1 plus 3x. So now I can go ahead and y equals 1 plus 2x. Back to my calculator. 1 plus 2x and negative 1 plus 3x. Negative 1 plus 3x. So if I graph that, then where those two lines cross is the solution. So I'm going to scroll a little bit so I can see where they cross. And I'm going to click on trace so I can, and then I'm going to move the cursor till those two lines cross right there. Well, what are the coordinates of that point? The coordinates are 2, 5. So x is 2, y is 5. That's one way to solve that system of equations. So we'll come back, x is 2, y is 5. So we think the solution is x is 2 and y is 5. Let's go ahead and try that with elimination. So I had negative 2x plus y equals 1, and I had another equation that said negative 3x plus y equals negative 1. If I subtract those two equations, then the y term will disappear. So negative 2x subtract a negative 3x, well, that's the same as adding 3x, so that becomes x, and y minus y is 0. 1 minus negative 1 is the same as adding 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2. Well, that's what we got here. And then we can plug that back into negative 3 times 2 plus y equals negative 1. So negative 6 plus y equals negative 1. We can add 6 to each side, and y equals 5, which is what we got. So by combination or by graphing calculator, it would be the same answer if we solve it by substitution, which is what we have mainly done.